TCEN actually was formed over a cup of coffee several years ago because we were discussing what we can do in the Commonwealth to further LGBTIQ rights. And it was about maybe 6 to 8 months before Chogam took place in Sri Lanka. And as the leading advocacy organization in Sri Lanka, we wanted to, make a big splash, have a lot of events and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, at that time, we were under sort of a dictatorship in my country, and we were targeted. So we had to actually cancel all preparations for Chogam in Sri Lanka and actually tell LGBTIQ persons not to come for this conference because we couldn't guarantee their safety. So then we were determined more than ever that this was a platform that we really needed to use, because here we are with all these colonial laws and nothing's being done about it as a Commonwealth.
Why should we even care about the Commonwealth? What benefits are there? What are the pros and cons about civil society trying to participate in such a space? How some of those things actually, are there any resolutions? Are there any policies? Are there any legal constructs that we can connect back to the national? And even if there are not many, I think the thing that really ties back to the Commonwealth setting is the fact that those countries were colonialized. And that's something that bond those countries together, whether they like it or not. Through this lens, understanding the importance of unified voices, it was necessary to come to the table to learn, but also to share the experience of what's happening at the national and regional level that can feed into the international, and also take from the international and feed back to the national.
So we work out a strategy. In particular, we're now working out a strategy for how to get the maximum advantage from the Commonwealth Summit. And that's partly communique language, but much more importantly is actually getting access to movers and shakers and trying effectively to move them if at the moment, either politically or in business, they're hostile to our interests.
It provides one big platform that we can send a uniformed request to international partners and tell them, look, this is how we want you to respond when you're supporting our work in our own countries. It brings in diverse voices of LGBT activists from all around the world. The learning and the sharing of experiences is one of the most important aspects that we as sexual minorities Uganda and myself, we get from TCEN.
If we get to facilitate and enable part of fostering these dialogues within our own region, but also within the Commonwealth space, and particularly as an African country that is still developing, we will have that voice and we can influence those spaces from our lessons learned.
Through supporting and helping to make that dream possible for another country who's close to the cusp of change, allows me to borrow that hope. It is not so much about just our own individual countries, but what we do together as a collective and the kind of solidarity we can show each other. And I think solidarity and collective work and coalition forming is powerful because it shows us being able to come together in spite of our different goals and different situations, different contexts, that we could come together and activate change, and that will make it harder for them to dismantle us because we are coalition.